Nikki D on the beat.
I've been to this house before.
Yeah.
This is exactly how I expected you to open the door.
Thank you for coming to see me.
This is amazing. This used to be Scott Storch's house, wasn't it?
It was.
I think I came to a party one time at this house and it was completely different.
Nah, I just remodeled like the whole thing. I think I did a little too much, but I wanted to feel like me.
Are we gonna talk in the boat? Is
Yeah,
everybody
let's go.
coming?
Come on, sweetheart.
Let's go. Beautiful, thank you. This is amazing, thank you.
I just want to show you how we do it.
I'm so happy that you wanted to talk because I was learning a lot of stuff in the news, on the blogs, and a lot of speculation about a whole bunch of things. And I don't know, I just got to the point where I was like at the station and every day was like a news story. And I was like, at some point, baby gonna want to say something. And so that's when I reached out to say, do you want to talk? And I know that you don't normally address things like this. So I was happy that you were open to it.
I never really got caught up in the media. I don't do the media.
Yeah.
But when you reached out to me, I was like, maybe. And I always go to my daughter. My daughter, Bria, is like my world to me. So I went to her, like, I think I need to speak.
You asked your daughter?
Yeah.
And what'd she say?
I said, why not? I said, all right. And I called Buck. I told him to tell Angie to come see me.
It's interesting to me that you say Regine's like a daughter to you.
Yeah.
And even when we were talking earlier, when I was asking you how many kids you had, you still include Weezy as your son.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, without knowing your side of the story, and I guess we'll talk about a lot of this stuff, but like, where is your relationship with him now? Because I wouldn't expect that. I would think it's gotten so bad that, you know.
People think, wait, I talked to him, Wayne forever my son, that ain't gonna change no matter what. I did that, we did that. Me and him did that as my son no matter what. I think what's going on is just some business, and my perspective is, I'm gonna do whatever he wanna do, but he's still gonna be my son. Ain't nothing gonna change the fact that he's my son. No matter I want him to make the decision that he wanna make, and whatever he wanna do with this game, because I brought him in this game. I took us from nothing and turned us to something. That was my decision from the top to do this, and he took it and brought it to another level, which that was something he's supposed to do as us being a team. I put the brain game together, he put the rap and whatever came with that, but at the end of the day, no matter what he want to do, I'm with it. That's my son, I love him to death. He got my blessings, and I'm going to support it. It don't matter what he chooses to do.
That is so confusing to me, because from the other side, or from everything we've read, is that what he wants is to be off cash money, and what he wants is money that I guess he says that you haven't paid him.
I think.
Tell me what to believe, or what people should believe.
I told you I want to do a one-on-one with you, bro. And we're gonna keep it real. That's the only reason I will do this.
Right.
To keep it. I ain't nothing, no sugarcoated, no shit on sugar. With my son Wayne, I feel like everything we did and how we built this here, I gave him $100+ million contract, $60-70 million up front. That's the last deal we did. You can Google it. It's the biggest contract in hip hop to me. And it didn't take a corporation to do this, or an organization to do this. I did this for my son. That meant the world that I was able to do that. You know, to bless him in that manner. And what's going on now, I don't really know how it's going to turn out. But I do know that's my son, and I'm going to support whatever he do. That ain't going to change. It ain't going to take nothing away from how I live my life. I'm going to still support his life. I'm prepared to give anything for that. That's my son. So whatever he want to do, I'm with it. It ain't going to take nothing away from me or him. Whatever he about, I'm about.
How did it get this bad even?
It's not considered as bad to me. To me, it ain't.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you still talk? Do you still talk to him? When was the last time you talked to him?
2 days ago.
Wow. And what is that conversation like? Is it hostile? Is he angry at you?
No.
Because even though you're his father, father and sons have problems all the time.
I think media make it worse than what it really is. Me and my son don't scream at each other. My man, he respect me as his pops. And that's my son. I respect him as my son. It'll never be no day that he talking to me in a disrespectful manner. We ain't come from that cloth. And I'm not going to speak to him in that cloth. That's why I say he a man. He 30 plus. I've been sheltered. I spoil my kids. That's just me. I give them anything they might think they want. Cars, jewelry, houses. I did all that. I do all that for mine. You hear me? So whatever decision he make, I'm with it. He's still my son. That ain't gonna change.
Would you let him go?
I'm not gonna let him go, but if he wanna go, I'm gonna respect his call.
Can he go? Because contractually he can't go. Isn't that what the lawsuit and everything is about?
If he say he wanna go, I'm not gonna stand in his way. That's my son. I can fight it if I choose to. But if he tell me, Pops, it's time to move on.
He hasn't told you that?
I haven't heard it from his mother.
But it's in all the it's in the lawsuit and everything, right? That he's asked for like $50 million or something, and they want off the label.
We can work out. That's a conversation that we can.
You still think like you could have like a settlement and an understanding?
I can have a conversation with my son. Because really though, I think a lot of our misunderstandings, our business got so big and everybody got in our business, and it ain't me or him. There's all these other motherfuckers who in the business who trying to get them. It ain't me or him. Me and him ain't picking up beef, and we ain't had a bad word and since he was a child of me, since I brought him in the game. You know, so
how did it get so bad? You said there's a little something there on you.
I don't know when you say how it gets so bad because I don't know what you mean.
Well,
the way it might look to you is not how it really is to me.
Okay, but from what we see is, let's take it to live, and watching you guys up in the thing throwing cups, water bottles.
I would never personally throw nothing on my son. I would never throw nothing on no man. I ain't built to throw. I ain't come up with that whole shit to me.
So that wasn't you?
No, I ain't. Why would I throw something? Come on.
Well, because he was on stage. They say, this was the story, you can say what you want, that he was on stage doing, the remix to whatever, saying in the song about Cash Money and some not so great things. That looks amazing, thank you. And that's when the water bottles started coming, or the water. Weren't you up there? Were you in that section?
I was in the section. If you look at the tape, I'm in the section ducked off.
Right.
I talked to Wayne right after that. Like my nigga, for real. Nah, ain't no nigga with me gonna ever pitch nothing at you. No nigga with me. You my son, and every nigga around me, really, from my turf and how we come up, that's a violation. As a man. To my son, nah, we ain't having that shit, son.
So it wasn't your section? It wasn't your section.
Well,
just
who to say it was true at Wayne? It could have just hit Wayne.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? But ain't no nigga that's with me that come up with me. They know how I feel about my son. Ain't none of that happening. That's cap. We ain't having that.
Well, to take it even further, and this is the craziest part, is this indictment that people are saying that is actually like accusing you.
It's like the craziest shit I ever heard in my life.
That you would want to send somebody to kill Wayne.
I'm passionate about my family, my kids, and my life. Nothing mean more to me. I was born without parents in a border house. My children mean the world to me. Ain't no way in the world. You crazy if you think that. I ain't tripping, you tripping.
Right.
Y'all tripping.
Yeah.
You know how I am about Wayne. You know that. Y'all know the love I show to him. I made it known. I love him. That's my son. I ain't with none of that. I don't play them games.
So what do you make of that? And can you,
I don't make nothing of it because I don't get caught up in it. I can't get caught up on what people say and how they feel. I can't let that dictate how I live my life.
But do you worry that even it coming to Wayne in that manner? That message?
Wayne him spoke.
Oh, okay.
We spoke about that several times before and after.
What do you think happened then on the bus that day with the shooting?
I don't know, sweetheart. You hear me? I don't know what happened.
But where does that story come from? How does it even get to a point where it's in an indictment and it's,
First of all, there ain't no indictment on me. And I don't know what they're saying and what's the reality to that.
Right.
But if something happened to my son, and I talk to my nephew, I need to find out what's popping. If we're going to shoot a gun at my child, I got a problem with that. Any nigga gonna bust a gun at Lil Wayne, I got a problem with that. I don't care who it is. We got a problem. You hear me? So, but time will tell it all, baby.
Do you worry for Wayne?
All the time. I worry for the magnitude we in this game, anybody that get in this game, but this shit get gangster sometimes. Rap hip-hop get gangster sometimes. And you gotta be prepared for it when it come to you. It can come to you or come around you. This shit really gets foul sometimes. It's hip-hop. We chose this life. We in this shit and you gotta be ready for it.
A lot of it, just reading other stories about it too, there's a lot of insinuation about like gang relations and stuff that has something to do with the shooting and why things are so bad. And
things bad with who though?
When Wayne's bus is getting shot up.
That ain't cool at all.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing cool about that. But things bad with who? With Wayne or me? With things bad with who?
Whatever the reason is, whatever led to that moment in time where...
I couldn't even tell you what happened that night because I wasn't there.
Right.
I don't know what happened that night at that club. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I heard what happened like everybody else.
After?
After, yeah.
And then what'd you do?
I want to see what's popping. That's my son. I'd rather you niggas pop at me than to pop at my child. Man, we ain't built like that. We ain't cut from that tree.
How did you even get that close? How do you go from... I mean, I know you brought him in the game. I know all of that, but... And I just to take it back for a second, like, I just remember when we first started hearing you, like, refer to him as your son. I'm sure you probably did that way before we knew that or heard that. But how did that relationship how did you get to that point with him? You know what I'm saying?
I've been in their life since they were like 8, 9 years old.
Yeah, no, I know that.
I was a youngin' raising youngins. I wasn't nothing about 17, 18. I wanted to show them a better life than what I had. And I was in the streets, eating in the streets, surviving in the streets. They ain't have to do that. I just wanted to show them that we might come do something positive and a nigga could not stop wearing each other clothes and could drive one car and could buy a bunch of shit, bunch of cars and live life. I just had a vision as a kid that we could really do this shit. That we ain't got to be the unfortunate all our fucking life. And that shit, I wasn't having nothing left.
When did you know that? How old were you?
I was about 15, 16.
That's like crazy. To be, you know what I'm saying? To have a vision like this and actually have it come to fruition is like, we were talking about that before, like, I don't know what your like education background is or how you even learned this, but what you've been able to build. And I would say probably, I don't think there's anybody like comparable to in terms of what you've been able to build within this culture.
Definitely. I sold 500 million records.
Was it 500 million?
500 million plus and over 250 million iTunes sales in my time already.
Wow. And then why? And then what do you think it is? Like, what is the key to your success? What would you say? Or what do you think it is that you knew at 15 that helped you to like build this whole empire?
And I don't think I knew nothing. I just knew that I wanted to be something. I watched all my partners, my brothers go to jail. I wanted to do better than my team, my crew. And I was sick of a nigga not having nothing. We ain't nobody had shit. So I was like, we're gonna have something, man. We said we gotta have one car. I want 10, 20, 50 cars on it.
I mean, people could say that all day, but if you don't have the know-how to know how to make a business like this, to know how to do these, structure these deals and to do all that, like, I guess what I'm asking you is, I would imagine you've had to make mistakes.
I made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Coming up. But I self-educated myself, but I made a lot of mistakes. My mistake still was profitable. When I came in this game.
What was your mistake? Give me like one idea.
I started real young, so my contracts in the beginning wasn't how they could have been.
Right.
Because I was young, I ain't know no better.
Right.
So once the mistake came and I tightened it up, I just was young. I started this shit at like 17.
Crazy.
I got my check from Universal. I was 19 for $30 million.
That's crazy.
So I started.
That was your first big check, no?
That was the biggest check in my life coming out the projects.
$30 million. Wow. I can't even imagine what that does. Your whole life changes, right?
Everything about life.
Your whole family's life changes.
Everything.
Yeah. It's wild. What has been, I don't know, what surprised you most about it? Like, do you ever feel surprised by, like, that you've been able to do this and maintain it for so long? Or
that's the key to it, is how long can you do it?
Yeah.
You niggas ball it then, fall tomorrow. The kids, how long can you do it?
Yeah.
That's what takes the boy to a man. That's how long can you survive in the game. That's why you only have a handful of, certain individuals. It's about how long and what can you do, the sacrifice and the breaks you make and the things you choose to invest in.
Yeah.
That'll make you, that credible.
Let me ask you this, because I was telling one of my friends that I was coming to talk to you, and we were talking about just there's like 3 different perceptions of who you are, right?
I never heard this.
Yeah, no, we were just talking about it, and there's this like one side of you that is like, the OG family guy. You clearly love your family, and you clearly like you give back to the community, you do all that great stuff. Then there's like the the baller, the guy who spends the stuff, who has the 5,000 square foot bedroom and spends money crazy like nobody's ever seen. And then there is a perception that has happened, and you can defend yourself on it or speak to it, but that, you're like a super shrewd businessman, and maybe even sometimes people have accused you of being unfair or not paying them. And it's happened a lot. It's
Crazy.
It's been happening a lot. So tell me what that is and tell me how you feel about it.
I don't know how to tell you. You got to mention it and let me talk to you about it. There's so much wild, crazy shit. I ain't never sued a nigga in my life. First person I ever sued was Title.
You've never sued anybody?
I never sued a nigga in my life. First person.
So how do you feel about people suing you?
I've been the predator. I've been the pret for the predator.
Hi, Buck.
My whole for real. It's just that I started young, like I say I am. I ain't know.
Yeah.
I ain't know all the eyes of the game till I learned all the eyes of the game. So I had to deal with came with it.
Do you pay people what they're supposed to get?
I'm gonna answer you with this.
Okay.
You got the top 10 Forbes, right? Mm-hmm. 4 of them is us. Wayne, Drake, Nicki, and me. That speaks in volume, right? Mm-hmm. Every year for the last few years.
Yes, okay. I get that.
That speaks in volumes. So it ain't that bad, huh?
No.
To be on Forbes, right?
Yeah, no.
I got so much.
There's no doubt that everybody's making money. There's no doubt that everybody's making money.
Nicki and Drake, I got the utmost love and respect for. My son mean the world to me. But them two, it's like a brother and a sister to me.
Nicki and Drake.
Love and respect for them. High power. I do anything in the world for both of them.
I was wondering what your relationship was with them. I don't know. It's weird talking to you because it's like maybe I just need to scratch what my perception is and just hear your side of the story, because I guess it's been fed to me so much that Wayne is unhappy. Well, he's even said it out his own mouth, and even like in his freestyles, and even when he took it to Twitter, that first time when he said he wanted off Cash Money, he didn't want. We never heard that from him before. I mean, you guys are always so tight. It was always family, and then this thing happened on Twitter that just. I don't know. What did that feel like to you? What happened there?
When I saw it, I was like, for real though?
Yeah. Because it was public? Because he took something public?
For real though?
So, but he said that he wants off. Would you let him off?
Like I say, if that's something he won't do, and that's my son, I love him to death, I'm going to support him if he's with me or without me. Whatever he won't do, that's what I'm going to do.
But he gonna have to pay, I would imagine, right?
Anybody got to pay.
So then if Wayne says, I want off and I want $51 million.
Whatever he wants, I'll give it to him.
So you're gonna give him $51 million?
If he want it.
He does want it. He filed a suit. He's saying he wants it.
It's got more to that, though.
What do you mean?
It's more to that. I don't feel like I owe him $50 million. I just gave him $100+ million contract with $60 to $70 million up front. I don't feel the same way his attorney saying he feel. I don't feel that way. I get a man $70 million up front.
What happens if, let's say, at the end of the day, Wayne wants to go live his life, he doesn't want to be on Cash Money anymore, and he wants Young Money to be his own? What happens to Nicki and Drake and all the Young Money artists? Do they
Well,
do you lose everything?
No.
Because the way things are positioned sometimes, it makes it sound like...
Up, though. You're listening to what they saying.
No, I'm just...
You're just hearing... That's gossip.
But I'm giving you an opportunity. But I'm giving you an opportunity to clear it up, so I can understand what the because all I know is what is given, and you haven't spoken.
Nicki
so
and Drake ain't going nowhere, regardless.
Right? Are they happy?
Both of them, very.
Okay.
And I got much respect for them, for both of them, because they got enough respect for Wayne Carter and Brian Williams. They're not gonna you'll never hear nothing out their mouth to be on no negative about either one of us, because we both have blessed their lives. You understand me? So Nicki and Drake, regardless of what goes down with us, they're not going.
I interviewed Nicki maybe right after the Weezy had put the tweet out. Nicki was on my show maybe like a week after, and I asked about it, and she was really careful and respectful to all parties that she just didn't want.
She's like a little sister.
Yeah.
We got a personal relationship, but the respect that she has for both of us is like incredible, and how much love that we have for her, and she know we both behind her no matter what. No matter what Nicki want to do, we support her. No matter what Drake want to do, we support her.
Are you still like super involved like in their actual like music? And
I talk to Nicki a lot. Me and Nicki like brother sister type relationship. So I just like the fact that she inquire about, cause she always wanna she be better than what she is. That's what I like about her. She a pure real hustler.
She's a hustler, and she's smart.
And she's smart. And that's what I respect about her, because she wants the knowledge. And I try to give as much as I can, because she's her own boss. She do her own thing, and I got so much. She's one of a one. You'll never have another female to do what this woman doing, or this young lady doing, and what she have accomplished already. We never had this before in music, ever. And no artist now and then. What Nicki Minaj doing, we never seen this before, ever in life. She's one of the most talented people we have as a female on this planet. Now we really got the 3 biggest artists in the world, hands down.
No, it's kind of amazing. Which is why, I'm sorry, I know you're going to say this is gossip, which is why when you read things that say like, Weezy wants off and he's taking Nicki and Drake, it can read as this is the end of Cash Money. This is that is falling apart. What do you feel about that? Do you even acknowledge that or read it or worry about perception or?
I never really.
No.
I know the ins and outs of it. But being young in this game made me realize, I made mistakes early. I'm not gonna make the same mistakes. I'm gonna make sure that we straight across the board. I'm content with what we have. I'm content with whatever my son won't do. I'm gonna support him. If he stay, if he leave, if he choose to, I'm still gonna support him as if he stayed. That's my son. I love him to death. But Nicki and Drake, they good.
What if what he wants is to take them?
That's impossible. That can't happen. They stay. They don't go nowhere.
I mean, I get that. But then that's the line. I mean, that's what gets complicated, I guess, about family and business. Yeah.
There ain't no thoughts about that situation. That is what it is. They stay.